Thanks for listening. If you were inspired, leave us a 5-star review, share with a friend, and subscribe.
Hey, guys. Altavis Pelzer here, and you saw the title for this episode, Learning How to Take a Hit. Y'all, I have to say, they tell you, no, I'll say it this way. Mike Tyson always said, listen, everybody can fight till you get punched in the face. I don't know if that's the exact words, but I feel like that's close enough. And what we witnessed at the Oscars was literally learning how to take a hit. Now, y'all know we always talking about that first 5 years of business as an entrepreneur and what that really looks like. And sometimes that looks like you stepping out on something that you thought was going to be a sure thing. Y'all better catch this. And it turns out to be something that comes back and hits you hard. What do? Do you cry about it? Do you keep moving forward? And so for those of you that do not know, listen, Chris made a pretty inappropriate joke about Jada. And you could see on Jada's face that she was really disgusted about it. But you could also hear from the audience response, like, oh my goodness, they were disgusted by the joke. You heard a few laughs, but you heard the majority of people that were just disgusted by what was said, knowing that Jada is on this journey with alopecia, and she's been dealing with hair loss, and that was, what prompted her to cut her hair. So why is it so important? For a couple of reasons. For one, we talk about learning how to take a hit. It's important for you to learn how to take a hit, even though you can't prepare for everything. But if you're ill prepared that you will get hit at some point, or that there's a potential for you to get hit, then when you do, you'll want to quit. You'll think it's too much. See, when you prepare for where somebody may hit you in a blind spot, or somebody may come up on you, there's a reason why. But we do know that he did not press charges. We do know that he actually kind of bounced back pretty quickly from being smacked in the face. There's that. And it made me wonder, Chris, how many times have you been smacked in the face, my boy? Like, you took that like a champ. Just saying. But also, the other piece that really stood out is there's a saying that says, a hit dog will holler. And that was true, because his initial response after that was, Will Smith just smacked the blank out of me. And I don't know if he was saying it to tell himself what just happened, or if he was making sure everybody else witnessed what just happened. Here's the thing. It could have went worse than what it was. And if Chris Rock would have responded with his pride, it could have been an all-out altercation. It could have been a word match. It could have been a cussing, screaming match. But you could honestly see the anger and frustration in Will's face. And even when he got up to give his speech, and y'all know Will is, listen, he's at the point where he like, if y'all see me cry, y'all see me cry. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. But this is me. Like I think that's so significant. Even when we look at his book and him titling it Will, like this is me. You know, everybody's always had their perception of me. Everybody's always had their story about me and their jokes and this and that and their skits. But the reality is, this is who I am. And ultimately, sometimes that's what we have to do. We got to remind some people of who we are. And sometimes that comes at an extreme. Other times it can just be a conversation. But that extreme did more than just let people know who he was. It let people know who he was protecting. Because he was protecting his wife. There's a lot to unpack there, for sure. But when it comes to the business side of that, think about how deep that goes. There's many times where we buck up against people because of something they said when it comes to our business. Listen, as a African American woman in podcasting and speaking, and I've had people say some of the weirdest stuff to me. Trust me, I've had a few moments where I was close, but I walked away. I'll give an example. I was speaking at an event in Texas, and I got off the stage, and a woman walks up to me. Now, I won't say the name. I won't say her brand. I won't say none of that. But the woman walks up to me and says, "You need a waist trainer." Black woman, mind you. Oh, that part. Not, oh, that was a great topic. Oh, no, here's some pointers. Oh, you have great few. Nothing like that, you guys. Nothing like that. The only words out her mouth were, "You need a waist trainer." Trust that was a moment that could have went left quickly. I chose in that moment not to even give her a response. I didn't even respond to her. I just walked away. I partially walked away because it was awkward as heck. How do you walk up to someone you don't know and say that out your mouth and be comfortable in saying it? And then, what did you think that was going to do? Like, was that going to make me say, "You know what? You're right. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for checking me on my insecurities." Like, what did you think was going to happen? But guess what? When it comes to business, that's what people do. People will say little things. "Oh, you still got that little business? Oh, you get paid to run your mouth?" What? Like, people say the darndest things. "Oh, all you do is sit at home all day." Who? Who just sits at home all day? And I literally would hear people say all types of craziness to me. And even now, as an influencer and doing these brand deals and having these brands reach out, and I'm like, you have people that'll say some of the weirdest stuff to you, and you have to be willing to sometimes know when to be silent and other times know when to speak up, or to know when you're going to have to take action on something. And guess what? You can't prepare for every negative word that somebody says in your business. You can't prepare for every time a client says that your services were cheap, or that they didn't work, or that you're a scam artist, or that you're a cheapskate. You can't prepare for all of those. But what you can do is put yourself in a mindset that says, this is my goal. This is my goal that I have for my clients. If they don't reach that goal, what's next for me? What's the next move? If they don't have success in this area, what's the next move? Can I just be honest with y'all? And this is for the service-based or product-based. Every person that purchases from you is not going to have a good experience. I know. That's like, it's like, what? it, but they purchased from me, but they saw me on the internet. Oh no, but they came to hear me speak. Can I just give you the real real deal Holyfield for a second? Every person that purchases from you is not going to have a great response, is not going to have a great review, is not going to say that your stuff is everything, is the bomb.com. And here's the other thing, there's going to be people that have success with your stuff and you'll never even know it. There will be people that will take information you put on social media, take stuff in your emails, take all of this stuff, and they will take it, and you know what they will do? They will run with it, and they will have successes, and they will never open their mouth and tell you a thing. And you'll just sit there thinking that you just can't get anything done, right? Man, nothing's working. I had all these people take this class or this webinar, and man, I had all these people in this mastermind, but oh man, nothing's working. I don't understand what's going on. Listen, you have to prepare for how you're going to maneuver and move in those instances. And it can't always be that, oh, there's no refunds. What's your, I worked in retail for over 15 years and we had a customer journey. And the reason we had the customer journey is because it gave us accountability of what we've done for that particular client or customer, right? And so what does the customer journey look like? Us getting on phone calls and doing one-on-ones and all of this. I've changed what my customer journey looked like for my accountability members. So we do a weekly accountability call. The first Saturday of the month, they have a leadership development call. The last Saturday of the month, they have an expert training or a replay from an expert training. I used to have it so we would do power hour sessions, and I would do an hour session with people who were in my accountability call. Now, mind you, my accountability call is not expensive. It's $37 a month. But I was giving them the most. And guess what? I still had people who were like, oh, I just don't see the value in it. That could have made me just say, I don't want to be bothered. But it made me go back to the drawing board. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be giving y'all as much of my time. Let me go back to the drawing board and make some adjustments. So now every quarter, everybody in my accountability membership gets a one-on-one. You get a one-on-one, 45 minutes to an hour, and it's literally, that's what you get. And we go through whatever you need to do, a brain dump. We go through an event setup, product creation, whatever you need to do. But we work on one thing for that 45 minutes to an hour. And that's a part of your membership. I stopped being easy access. And it's interesting because depending on what era, what generation you are a part of, when you hear the words easy access, man, your mind can go so many different places. But a lot of people, we felt like we had to give easy access to the people that were paying us. And we did ourselves a disservice by doing so. Because we weren't charging the full amount that we should have been charging, but we were over-delivering by thousands, y'all. By thousands. There are people who literally charge $300 a month for what my accountability membership gets each month for $37. Like it was that intense. And then I realized it was, there were a couple of different things. For one, we were taught, you got to have it at this price point. You got to have it at that price point. You got to have this in it. You got to have that. Like we were told so many things. But if that's not what the clients who are coming to you, the customers who are coming to you, if that's not what they need, then you're doing them a disservice. So you're going to say, Altavis, so, okay, I get it. So how do we prepare for that? That's when you go back and you look at the customer journey. That's when you go back and you look at, okay, what is it that I'm doing in this, in my industry? What is it that I'm offering? What do I need to remove? What can I go ahead and add? Things like that. And it allows you to put yourself in such a way where now the focus is back on the main thing, providing the service, providing the product, instead of you trying to do 90 different things. Because trust me, we get spread so thin as entrepreneurs at times, especially coming into the beginning, because we're doing it with our own hands. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to own up to, what we don't know. But can I be honest? A lot of times we become information hoarders. Because now we're jumping from class to class to class. We're reading book and book and book. Or, here's the other thing. We're not reading the books at all, but we're purchasing the books. There's that. So, some of you right now have literally bookshelves of books, and you've not read any of them. You have little cute things that you purchase for your business that you don't use. And this is coming from somebody who, as an influencer, I get brands that send me products all the time, you guys. I get all types of stuff. And some stuff I'm like, yes, no. I've had some interesting things, even to the point where at one point I was sent some chest waders, a tent, and a fishing tackle bag. Now, mind you, I had somebody that I could give those to. So I wasn't too, bent out of shape about that one. But I've had other things come in and I'm like, bruh, I don't know what you want me to do with this one, but we gonna figure it out, I guess. And there were moments where I had to say no, because I know that that's not going to be a product that my audience is interested in. I know that that's not going to be something that, I'm going to use or my family's going to use. But it's the same thing when it comes to clients. Sometimes you have to say no because where you're trying to go is not somewhere that I can help you get to right now. What you're trying to do is not something that I'm capable of doing. It's not something that I've already done. Ooh, that one. I know that so Daniel Gomez is a motivational speaker. He's a trainer and coach. And I remember him doing a post not too long ago. I want to say maybe about a week ago. And I want to say that it was interesting because the post was like, you should never be coaching with someone who hasn't done what you're trying to do. And I was like, wow, that's major. It is. When you think about it, that is major. But it's true. And unfortunately, so many people have gotten into a space where they have gone to, they've gone and kind of learned something, like read a book, and then started teaching. They've gone and they listened into a class, and then they decided they wanted to go back and teach what it is that they heard. That's not how this works. And we find ourselves doing a disservice to many, many people because we're trying to give them something that we have no expertise in. And so his name is Daniel Gomez, and the quote, he said, wisdom, don't take advice from a coach expert who doesn't have their own life together. Which was kind of crazy because guess what? None of us have it together. But I see where there were pieces that not having the whole life together, but there's pieces that you have that you are an expert at, that you can serve somebody in that area. but you want to serve as a whole, and guess what? That's just not it. That is just not it. So, man, it's been an interesting, time looking at the responses to this whole Oscars fiasco. But listen, learning how to take a hit means I'm preparing myself. I'm giving myself a strategy on how to how to handle the no's, how to handle that didn't works, how to handle the cracks in the foundation, how to handle the things that need to change or that haven't changed. It's all of those things, right? And like I said, we can't prepare for each and everything, but we can have a strategy to be able to know a general idea of how to be able to handle some of those things. Guys, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, it's the hit that you didn't see coming that could literally be your decision between quitting when you're right at the brink of success or pushing forward and achieving your goals. It's all dependent on you. With that being said, y'all, until next time, don't forget to press it out.